Schwartz and Eiland's ASMR, which stands for Athletics, Songs, and Movie Reviews. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode. We're hoping that this one's going to be a little shorter than the last one because we went kind of long last time. We're going to start off with movies. And we decided to start with the new Avatar trailer that came out, which this man told me about right before we started streaming. So I watched it right before we started streaming. Avatar...
The Way of Water.
The Way of Water. And even though it's only a 50-second video, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I don't remember very much from the first one, but, I mean, the second one, it looks like there's a lot of water.
I am personally a big fan of the Avatar movie, and I'm so excited. I never doubt James Cameron. This movie looks beautiful. Yeah, I'm ready for December of this year for that movie to come out.
It's coming out in December.
Yeah, dude. When the first one came out in 2009, and there's just been so many delays and everything. First of all, according to James Cameron, technology wasn't ready for it. And so he actually developed new technology for these movies. And now he's got The Way of Water coming out in 2022. I believe the third one in 2023. And then the fourth one, 2025. Fifth one, 2027.
They're making 4 more.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Let's just think about this for a second. The first one came out in 2009. It is now 2022. That's 13 whole years. And now this man is planning on making 3 more after this one?
Yes.
Impressive. I'm excited. Can't wait to see it.
Never doubt James Cameron.
Never doubt James Cameron. Hashtag put it on a t-shirt. Next thing we're going to talk about for movies is the new Doctor Strange movie, which just came out on Thursday. Unfortunately, we haven't seen it, but I do know someone who's seen it. My bro Don. Oh, shout out to my bro Don.
What a guy.
His real name's Donovan, but I call him Don because it's shorter and it's easier and it's catchy. Donovan's comments, and I quote, "It was a good movie, but it was just nuts." Because apparently there's a lot of things in the movie that just made him go, what? So, not much else we can say without seeing it, but I mean, we've seen the trailers. I'm excited to see Evil Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah. I knew exactly where you were going there.
I'm excited to see where that takes us. That's another thing. Donovan said, he's not, a main villain. He's up there as one of the, bigger threats for the multiverse. But he's not, the big bad of the movie. Right. There are, a bunch of them. They get to share the love. It's exciting. Yeah, that came out on Thursday. Definitely go and see it in theaters. I will hopefully be right behind you at some point. Hopefully this weekend. It won't be this week because the assignments are kicking my butt.
Yeah.
But as long as we're talking about Doctor Strange, we decided to do a little segment about our favorite Marvel movies because we're both pretty big Marvel fans. What you got?
I don't know, man. Back in the day, this might just be because my brother snuck me into this movie when I was younger, but The Incredible Hulk back in the 2000s when it first came out, I absolutely loved that.
Really?
Yeah.
Still?
I wouldn't necessarily say still.
Okay, because it's not very good.
No, but
that's still kind of fun. That's a fun story.
That's more of a nostalgia thing with it. I keep going back to Infinity War as well, just because I like that better than Endgame.
Infinity War is good. I also think it's better than Endgame.
Yeah.
Endgame has the more oh my gosh moments, but I mean,
True.
Infinity War is a better movie.
Oh yeah.
Just the ending, which spoilers. No
spoilers. Don't do it.
We won't do
Don't
spoilers.
do it.
But if you haven't seen the Marvel movies yet, please go and watch them. Just do yourself a favor. I'm talking to you, Paige Wagner. You're probably not going to watch these either, but it's fine.
There's a lot.
There is a lot.
There's a lot to choose from.
See, for me, I'm talking about my favorite and the best. So, my favorite is Captain America: Civil War.
Okay,
I feel that movie is so quotable. There are
really
so many
one.
good quotable lines in that movie. But the best Marvel movie is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It's the best movie.
That's up there.
It's the best movie.
That's up there.
Infinity War is great. Love the original Avengers. Endgame's awesome. Iron Man, is a great one.
See, that's what I'm getting at, man. All of them together.
Can't beat it. But Captain America: The Winter Soldier is the best one for me. You've got the mysterious villain. You've got the organization that the hero has put so much trust in just stabbing him in the back.
True.
You've got the Hero on the Run story. I guess that's kind of a little bit of a spoiler, but that one came out in 2014. If you haven't seen that
haven't
yet.
seen that by now.
I mean, I'm already disappointed in you, but just fix it.
Let's just say you got a lot of catching up to do.
A lot of catching up to do. 26 movies, I think.
I was going to say 27.
26 or 27 now that Doctor Strange came out. I think
Oh.
you might be right. So yeah, 27 movies and 4 TV shows. So figure it out, please, and thank you.
That's what summer's for.
Especially if you're graduating, you have a lot more time on your hands. We're graduating in 2 weeks. Now we're on to the second session of our ASMR, which is songs, aka music, aka New Music Friday, which is my favorite time of week because I love listening to new music. And there's a lot of good stuff out this week. We got new Jack Harlow album. I haven't listened to all of it. Honestly, I've heard a lot of disappointing things, but I like the singles that he dropped. He's got a Drake song, which is kind of slower, but I like Drake's slower stuff, and it was fine. Planning on listening to the album, as well as the Future album. I've heard good and bad things about it. I actually am not a very big Future fan. I do like a couple of the songs on there, though. One of them being Like Me. It's got Lil Baby and 42 Dog on there. We got a new song by Doja Cat. Big reveal, I'm a Doja Cat fan. There's a song with DaBaby in it called Talk to Me. Really liked that. There's a new Train song featuring Jewel. That was great. Do you have any that you want to bring in there? I know you've got your list.
Wanted to talk about Logic a little bit.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. My favorite rapper probably of all time besides Eminem is Logic. And he retired for a little bit. And then he came out with a terrible album. It was bad. It was so bad. He went from dropping No Pressure, which is like one of his better albums, to dropping, I can't even name the album right now. I don't even know what the name. I listened through it once and I was like, this is not good. I'm never listening to it again. And then he released a single a couple weeks ago called Tetris that also wasn't very good. So I did not have very much hope. But then this week he drops a single with Russ. Shout out to Stephen Bayman because I know Stephen loves Russ. Listen to that and I have hope for my boy Logic again. This is a great song. It's about 5 minutes long, 4.5, but it's such a good song about how even when you put so much into the rap game, it's not going to give you all the love back. And sometimes you just have to deal with that. It's therapy music. They're kind of ranting in the song. Like you have a couple of the lines down, like if you want to bring some of them up.
Used to be addicted to likes by the likes of people I ain't even liked. The only one that I thought was crazy was speak on mental health. The people laughed at me. That's why I tapped out.
This is Logic saying that.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, he had retired, first of all, to take care of his family, but also
because of stuff like this.
Yeah. And he also mentions that in the song, too. He says something about how I used to love rap, but now all I love was my family.
Yep.
There was one more line that you had.
The anxiety reading comments ain't have me reading right.
Give it a listen. It's called Therapy Music with Logic featuring Russ. Great song. I'm probably going to have it on my story soon because I have had it on repeat since it came out.
Sounds like something you would do.
Yeah. Another song that came out was called Memories by Youngblood. I'm a big fan of Youngblood. He's like a punk rock kind of guy. He released a song with Willow, a.k.a. Willow Smith, a.k.a. Will Smith's daughter, which is kind of interesting. Everybody knows the I whip my hair back and forth, like, so bad. But she came out with a song called Meet Me at My Spot. That song became a big hit. Yeah. So, you know what song I'm talking about, right? I don't really like it that much, but it became a big hit. But, you know, she comes on this song with Youngblood, and it's a pretty good song. It's about leaving people in their memories because they're not always the best to you. It's funny because there's actually another song that came out about a month ago, also called Memories, about the exact same thing, by Conan Gray. So I'm going to give you 2 songs to listen to for the price of 1. Memories by Youngblood and Willow, and Memories by Conan Smith. 2 great songs. Listen to those. We got an album by Simple Plan that came out. For those of you who know Simple Plan or who don't know Simple Plan has songs like I'm Just a Kid. You know, I'm just a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like from way back. But, you know, they came out with another
album?
They came out with an album. So I plan on listening to that as soon as I can. So I've got 3 albums to listen to, and hopefully we can talk about it a little on the next episode. There was some good country music that came out. Kane Brown had a good song called Love You Like Country Music. Morgan Wallen came out with a song called Thought You Should Know, a beautiful song written to his mom about the success that he's gone through, but how he's still thinking about her enough to write to her and tell him how he's doing. Dylan Scott came out with a song with Jimmy Allen called In Our Blood. That's a great
I haven't
song.
heard that yet, but I knew they came out with it.
Yeah, that's a great one. It's very like tough and tumble kind of country song.
Yeah.
It gave me God's Country vibes by Blake Shelton.
Yeah,
It gave me that kind of vibe. So it's good. Listen to that
Alright,
one.
I like it.
So yeah, good country songs. Kygo. You know who Kygo is? He's a DJ. He came out with it's an 8-minute long song, but it's just like a beautiful just instrumental. Like only half of it actually has spoken words. It's called I don't even remember what it's called. I should have written it down. Freeze. It's called Freeze. And it's just kind of about waiting for time to stop, I guess. Like just to take in everything, waiting for it to freeze. And it was really good. I liked it a lot. Not enough to save it because it's 8 minutes long. But, you know, if you're ever just chilling and you just want a song to just, like, vibe to and just be like, this is how I'm feeling about life right now, give Freeze by Kygo a listen. And last but not least, got to give a quick shout out to the Astronomers, the duo from back home in Fond du Lac. They came out with a new song called Turn Out Fine, and it's pretty dang catchy. So give that a listen as well. And yeah, that's kind of the new music that came out. All right, next topic to talk about for music. Arguably the best rapper out there right now, Kendrick Lamar, coming out with an album next week. Super excited about that. Kendrick Lamar has not dropped since 2017.
I was about to say, it's been a while.
Yeah, 2017. The album is a bad word, and this is a school project, so I'm not going to say the bad word.
I'll say it.
You going to say it?
You want me to?
It starts with a D.
Damn.
It's called Damn. So yeah, Kendrick is coming out with a new album next week. But before that, he actually dropped a single today called The Heart Part 5. Another thing that we listened to before we started streaming today. This song was 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
And we both agreed that it was very interesting. I doubt that this song is going to be on the album. I think that it's just a single to promote the album.
I was about to say, it's probably just something to, like, kind of get people going right at the start of the week of, like, hey, something's about to drop.
Yeah. So it was cool. Nothing too special, I don't think. At the start of the song, first he has like a little message thanking all of his fans for being patient, for sticking with him. And then the next probably 2.5 minutes of the song is him just going in. One of the things that I wrote down is he had a really interesting flow choice at about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, he like switched.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. It didn't go very well with the beat, especially with like the loud trumpet going on in the background. And then at about 3 minutes, he literally says, cut the drums out.
Yeah.
And then the drums are out for like a half a minute. And then he starts going in again, basically like he got shot.
Yeah.
Like a hypothetical situation where he gets shot. And he's giving a farewell message to a bunch of people, important people in his life.
Like fans, mom, son.
Yeah, he said something about his son. That's The Heart Part 5 in a nutshell. I would recommend giving it a listen. It's going to do a lot better in explaining it than we did. And it's Kendrick. You got to listen to it if you're a rap fan. But all in all, I will admit, while it was super cool to hear Kendrick drop right before his album, I wasn't really that impressed.
I was about to say, kind of expecting more.
Yeah. Which, I mean, he still has, like, the great Kendrick flow to go along with him. Like, in terms of flow, it's classic Kendrick. In terms of rap, it's classic Kendrick. But, like, all in all, it just wasn't really anything to write home about. That's what we've got for music. Last but not least, we're going to talk about athletics, aka sports. And I mean, we're going to start off with the NBA playoffs again because we had a few more games played since the last time, one of which yesterday, Bucks Celtics. In case you can't tell, one of us came out happier than the other. Bucks win Saturday, May 7th, 103-101 on some very controversial plays, including a Marcus Smart foul, a foul on Marcus Smart that looked like it should have been a shooting foul and he should have shot 3 free throws, but instead was called a foul on the floor, which resulted in one made free throw from Smart and then a missed free throw that...
So we could get the offensive rebound because we were down by 3.
We were down by 2 at that point.
Well, yeah, after the made free throw.
After the one made free throw, they were down by 2, so they tried to get the offensive rebound,
which
put up a shot.
Successfully.
They did. Dude, that's what made me so mad. You know who got the rebound? Marcus Smart. The shooter. Shout out to my dad. There was one time in like grade school basketball, me and the point guard were up at the top of the free throw line and we let the shooter get the rebound, called the timeout, and took both of us out of the game.
Rightfully so.
Because you got to block out the shooter. In the end, it didn't matter because
we had 3 tries.
They literally had 3 tries, and none of them went in until a late Al Horford tip that just went in after the buzzer. So an unfortunate loss for the Celtics, a great win for the Bucks that saw Giannis score 42 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, a classic MVP performance, which came from an interesting lineup change. Grayson Allen starting in the lineup over Bobby Portis. This was actually something I heard on the radio while I was on my way to my professor's wedding. Shout out to Dr. Hale. Congratulations. Basically, they decided to start Grayson Allen to give Giannis more movement down in the paint. And to give the Bucks a more athletic lineup with all of those athletic players that the Celtics have. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, those are all quick guys that move around. We got Bobby Portis in there. We've really only got Drew Holiday as one of those quick, athletic, moving guys. Yeah. And Giannis, I suppose, but not anybody to keep up with the quickness of Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. So it was interesting in the way that they utilized Grayson Allen. He did not score. He had 0 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. So the stats don't really play much, but Giannis's stats do show up.
Smart move on your guys' part, but if we play like we did in the third quarter, the series is going to be over real quick. I mean, give them props for coming back and making it a game in the fourth quarter, but it's very reminiscent of the first half of the season where, especially in the third quarter, players are complaining about calls all day. In my opinion, if you want an offensive foul or something, or a defensive foul called on Giannis every single time because he's just bigger than you, then every single time on offense, when you smack him 5 times, there should be a foul called there. So, suck it up. Also, speaking of Giannis, bro, we got to address this first. You see the dunk where he had like Peyton Pritchard's arm and he just completely spins? Dude,
yeah.
Oh my.
The man is ridiculous down in the paint. It's wild.
Lost it.
Yeah.
I kid you not, I was freaking out about that for about 5 minutes during the game.
Yeah.
I could not believe that.
Giannis, if you look at the highlights, he had some ridiculous moves during that game. Like, it was just effortless. It's unbelievable what he can do.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, one of the topics about that game is Jason Tatum. He did not perform very well. If I have my facts straight, he shot 4 for 23?
I think it was only 4 for 19.
4 for 19, yeah, that's what it was.
Because it was his second worst shooting in his playoff career.
Yep.
Funny enough, his worst also came against the Bucks.
We know how to play defense, I guess. Not like you don't. You guys are the best defense in the league. But anyway, yeah, Jason Tatum, 10 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound on 4 for 19 shooting. Not a great game. If the Celtics want to come back, they got to get more from Jason Tatum, their best player. We'll see what happens in Game 4, taking place
tomorrow.
May 9th. Yep. So by the time this video's out, the game will probably be over. So we'll see how it goes.
We're going back to Boston tied 2-2. Hopefully.
Heat versus 76ers. So last episode we talked about how the Heat were going to make short order of the 76ers.
That was you saying that.
I might have said that.
Roll the tape. I probably did too.
But long story short, the Heat only scored 79 points in Game 3 in a 99-79 76ers win. And then Game 4, which just happened today, the 76ers won again, 116-108. And just like that, in a series where we thought the Sixers were going to be done in 5, there's a guaranteed Game 6.
Yep.
I still got the Heat, though.
I still got the Heat, too.
I'd say the Heat in 6.
I don't trust James Harden.
Even though he scored 16 points in the fourth quarter alone today.
Still do not trust him.
Me neither. But, just an interesting development that this series is going in Game 6. Very surprising. I think I'm going to go Heat in 7 now.
I might be going there Heat in 7 as well.
Grizzlies Warriors series. Another interesting development that came out.
The Warriors won Game 3, 142-112, but the third member of the Splash Bros, Jordan Poole, is in the middle of some controversy right now.
Yeah. Ja Morant came out in the third quarter on a play that looked like Poole grabbed him by the knee, and his knee kind of buckled, and he's questionable for Game 4, which will take place also on Monday. So we'll see how that goes, but yeah, it was an interesting play. I don't think there was any dirty intent by it. It was just an interesting, why are you grabbing?
Yeah, I agree. This series has been full of tension and emotion and everything, and I don't think it was dirty, but it was, as you said, why?
So, yeah, interesting. But all three of the Splash Bros scored 21 or more points in that game. So, makes sense for the Warriors to score 142 points.
I believe they shot 65% from the field or something like that, too. You're not beating that.
No, you're not beating that. I think Kuminga, their center, also scored 18 points. So, yeah, pretty good game for the Warriors. Game 4 on Monday. And then finally, the Suns-Mavs series. All of these series are just so good. It's great. The Mavs win Game 4 today, 111-101. So the defending Western champions are tied 2-2 with a team that didn't really look like they had much of a chance.
Oh, especially after the first 2 games.
Game 5 is happening, I believe it would be Tuesday. Luka had 26. Dorian Finney-Smith went off today with 24 points. Jalen Brunson had 18. Chris Paul fouled out early in the third quarter.
I think it was early in the fourth.
Early in the fourth?
Yeah,
okay.
early in the fourth.
Early in the fourth quarter. They ended up with 5 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. Not great for the point god. Game 5 taking place on Tuesday. We've got 4 great series going on. Can't say I'm complaining too much.
Not at all.
And lastly, we're going to be talking a little bit about baseball, my favorite topic. We're about a month into the season now.
Yep.
I actually think opening day was a month from today.
Yeah.
Opening day was exactly a month from today, May 8th, when we were recording this. So it just makes sense to go into a month recap. I'm going to start out with the biggest surprise, which is the Colorado Rockies over there in the National League West. They are in 4th place in a division with 4 teams above 500, which is awesome. 16-12 and right in there in the NL wildcard spot. So that is crazy.
I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew the Dodgers would be good.
19-7, top of the division.
You knew the Diamondbacks were honestly probably going to be bad.
15-14 though, with a winning record.
Oh, everybody's above 500.
Everybody's above 500.
Oh crap! You kind of expected the Padres to be good with how much they've spent.
And with a new GM.
Yup. Giants.
Bob Melvin, one of the best in the business.
Yep. Giants, it'll be interesting to see if they can replicate the success from last year. Honestly, I guess both the Rockies and the Diamondbacks being above 5. I know it's early in the season, but being above 500 right now.
With a month going into the season, that's still pretty impressive.
Yep.
On the disappointing side, as a Brewer fan, I would have preferred to see this happen to the Cubs or the Cardinals. The Cincinnati Reds are 5-23. That's right. A month into the season, they've played 28 games, and they've won 5 of them.
And they are 2-1 in their last 3, so they would have been 3-21.
A lot of it has to do with players being on the injured list / COVID list.
Yeah.
But they have just been such a disappointment, and honestly, they have been really rough to watch, especially as a Brewer fan. We played them during the week. They basically helped our offense start rolling. So I feel kind of bad, but also I don't because they're in our division. So yeah, those are the biggest surprises and disappointments in the National League. In the American League, we might as well talk about the biggest disappointment, which I think for this guy is his Red Sox, which is really hard to say, but
let's just
Red
say
Sox,
it's not a good time being a Boston sports fan.
It's not a great time.
Minus the Bruins, we tied up our series 2-2.
Hockey.
Yeah.
Don't watch hockey, but
I enjoy hockey.
I'm happy you enjoy hockey. That's a sport I need to start getting into. Maybe something we can talk about in future episodes.
I was about to say, that's a sport where fighting is allowed.
True. Anyway, Red Sox. Yeah, they are last in their division. A division with the Baltimore Orioles, who lost, I believe, 110?
It was a lot.
A lot of games last year. The Red Sox are currently below them with a 10-19 record.
And to make matters worse, the Yankees lead our division at 19-8.
So the Yankees are very good. I don't want to say it's a surprise that they're at the top of the rankings, but I'm definitely shocked at how good that they've been. I won't even say that they're the biggest surprise, though. I think the biggest surprise, personally, are the Los Angeles Angels.
Oh, yeah.
Leading their division that has the Houston Astros, who were in the World Series last year. We have the Seattle Mariners, who did a lot this offseason to help break that 20-year playoff gap. And the Texas Rangers, who spent $550 million to try to remake their team during the offseason.
Yeah.
But it's not them, any of them, who lead the division a month into the season. It's the Los Angeles Angels. Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, Taylor Ward, an interesting early all-star favorite, came out of nowhere. Dude's like 28 years old, and he's bashing with the best of them right now, hitting well above 350. So, yeah, keep an eye on the Angels. Maybe Mike Trout will make the playoffs for the first time since 2013. The best player in baseball hasn't been to the playoffs since maybe 2015. I feel like it might be 2015.
I don't remember when it was, but I know they got
swept.
Yeah.
They got swept.
I was about to say, I can't remember if it was a wild card series where it was just like a one-game thing or if it was a best-of-5.
It was a best-of-5, and they got swept.
Yeah.
So, disappointing, to say the least. But now a quick recap about our own teams. We kind of already gone through quick Red Sox stuff, but do you have anything you want to add on to the Red Sox?
Pretty sure in our last 10 games we are averaging 2 runs a game. With our lineup, we should not be doing that. I don't know what's going on, but I'm kind of annoyed. It really hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got. It's a long season.
It is a long season. Speaking of long seasons, I can't say that I'm going to guarantee that the Brewers are going to play this well the entire time. But, 19-10 at the top of a pretty tough... Okay, nope, it's not a tough division. The Pirates are in third place at 11-16. Everybody was projecting them to be well in last place.
Oh, yeah.
But instead, the Cubs and Reds have been worse. Poor Reds, but Cubs. Can't say I'm sorry. The Brewers are only 2.5 games above the Cardinals. The Cardinals have been a lot better than I expected them to be. But, the Brewers' offense is the highest scoring offense in the National League. We also have the most home runs in the National League. Granted, we've played really bad competition, including the Pirates and the Reds lately. And we did just lose 9-2 to the Braves today. So, we'll see how the rest of that goes. But, overall, 19-10 in our first 29 games. I'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good start for the crew. That's all we've got for this second episode of Schwartz and Eiland ASMR. We'll be back for episode 3. I hope you enjoy our little project.
Happy Mother's Day to all you wonderful moms out there.
Yes.
Love you, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day. Love you too, Mom. Didn't even mention, happy birthday to my bro, Don.
Happy birthday, Don.
It's my brother's birthday today. We mentioned him earlier, and I didn't even say happy birthday.
Clearly, he was the best gift to your mom.
Indeed.
Because Mother's Day, his birthday, look at that.
Happy birthday, Don. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I hope all of you had a great day. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.